Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
Hello, Homestead. It's Friday, September 14th, and time for an all-new episode of HHS In Depth. I'm Ashton Ackman.
And I'm Anna Moster.
Stories featured on today's show include a report by Serena Lalauria over the new laptop app PaperCut and how it should affect the way you make prints throughout the school year.
Reporter Jessica Walters gets you updated with our homecoming court and all of the homecoming festivities taking place at school next week.
You'll learn about the student athletes who don't get the publicity the varsity players get in a story over the junior varsity athletes by reporter Derek Hockemeyer.
Reporter Kaylee Behrens gets us a story over students and staff that visited Iceland over summer break.
In sports, Carson is in with another edition of The Countdown, where you get caught up on the volleyball team.
And there will be another weekend weather forecast and an all-new 2.5 weathermen. We'll
bring you all those stories and much more, so stay tuned for today's episode of HHS In Depth.
We begin today's show with the story over a new widget you may have noticed on your school-issued laptops this year. Learn everything you need to know about the PaperCut app and report by Serena Lalauria.
There is a new feature on our computers titled PaperCut this school year that allows you to access information about what you print and what effects it has on the environment.
We've added a program called PaperCut, and PaperCut is something that keeps track of each individual user's printing and the cost of that printing, depending upon where they're printing to. And it's just an informational tool to let people know that there is a cost to printing and to let them know that what that cost is.
The PaperCut app allows the schools to see how much each person prints within the year and what we can do to reduce the cost.
Our printing costs have more than doubled in the last 7-8 years to a point that they've escalated that we had to do something. And so as researching ways to reduce printing costs, we chose PaperCut, and they have found in their studies that just letting people know awareness of cost reduces printing by 20%.
For students wanting to print, it's important to know what can be printed and what can be submitted online.
Printing isn't free. We're not charging anyone for printing. It's just that we want teachers, we want users, we want students and others to realize that there is a cost to printing and to be cognizant of that and really ask the question, do I really need to print this?
If you do not see the PaperCut feature on your computer, simply just restart and you will see the icon on your toolbar where you can access the information about what you print. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Serena Lalauria.
Juniors and seniors, the following colleges will be visiting Homestead. If you would like to attend one or more of the visits, you must sign up and get a pass at least one day prior to the visit. Monday, September 17th, University of Findlay. Tuesday, September 18th, Manchester College. Wednesday, September 19th, Valparaiso, Purdue, Fort Wayne, High Point University, Wittenberg, and Indiana Tech. And Thursday, September 20th, Indiana Wesleyan and Huntington University.
Join Young Progressives for a meeting today after school from 2:45 to 3:30 in the IMC, where they will be hosting a special guest speaker, Indiana District 3 congressional candidate Courtney Tritch. Tritch will discuss her experience and campaigning process over the last year and her goals if elected Congress this November. All students and teachers are welcome, and snacks will be provided.
Are you interested in spending 6 weeks this summer in Spain, Quebec, Mexico, France, Chile, or Austria living with a host family, working on your language skills and traveling? Spanish, French, and German students who are enrolled in Level 3 classes or higher this year are eligible to apply for the Indiana University Honors Program in Foreign Language. You can learn about the program after school Tuesday, September 25th in room 611, Senior Papers class. Seniors Zoe Moore and Jacob Yaley will talk about the program.
Young Americans for Freedom will meet on Monday from 2:45 to 3:30 in Mr. Biles' room 718. There will be snacks and they will talk current events and politics. Go join the conversation. All political views are welcome.
Be a part of Homestead's first annual chalk walk on Thursday, September 20th. Participants will be able to design and chalk a parking spot from 6:15 to 8:15. This event is open to all grades and forms must be turned in today by 3 p.m. and money by Monday to Mrs. Moss in room 725.
And speaking of the chalk walk and more Homecoming Week festivities, here's Jessica Walter with a look at our 2018 Homecoming Court and daily dress-up themes for next week.
Introducing the 6 boys and 6 girls that make up this year's Homecoming Court. Cade Colpine and Charlotte Hagedorn. Parker Newman and Jackie Williams. Pujith Maruva and Kira Hickbottom. Rohan Gupta and Kara Geely. Braden Layton and Amanda Lance. Trevin Taylor and Reagan Waugh. And now here are next week's Homecoming Week daily wardrobe themes. Monday, Denim Day. Tuesday, Squad Day. Wednesday, Celebrity Lookalike Day. Thursday, Tacky Tourist Day. And Friday, USA Day, which is also the Homecoming t-shirt theme for this year. And finally, introducing a new tradition for Homecoming Week at Homestead is the Chalk Walk. This year on Thursday, September 20th from 6:15 to 8:15, students can chalk a parking spot in the Homestead parking lot. To participate, students must fill out the Google form and the template for your design found in the student emails, along with bringing the $10 fee to Mrs. Moss in room 725 today by 3 p.m. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Jessica Walter.
Attention all animal lovers. The Animal Allies Club is back and better than ever. Get on over to room 612 for the first meeting of the year on Tuesday, September 18th after school. They'll be talking about general club information and what will be going on throughout the school year. Don't miss out on this opportunity to meet other animal-loving Spartans, earn some extra community service hours, and to learn how you can make a difference.
Poetry Out Loud is an annual national poetry reciting competition through the Poetry Foundation and the National Endowment of the Arts. All students are welcome to participate. Students will memorize 2 poems from an online anthology to recite at the school competition in early December. The informational meeting will be on Thursday, September 20th at 2:45 in room 117. See Mr. Beer if you have any questions.
Go join the Homestead Travel Club by going out to their very first meeting on Tuesday, September 18th at 2:45 in room 208. If you would like to travel, have traveled, or are considering travel on any of the trips offered here at Homestead, then this is the club for you. Get all the info on the trips that are happening next summer and the summer after that. Once again, the meeting Tuesday, September 18th at 2:45 in room 208.
Over summer break, a group of Homestead students and teachers took a trip to Iceland. Reporter Kaylee Behrens brings you a story over their exploration.
This past summer, a group of students in the science department traveled to Iceland to explore the country and all the scientific wonders that it holds.
We went to Iceland because in my geology class, we study about volcanoes and plate tectonics. So we thought that Iceland would be a good way to see all of these things at the same place. Iceland sits in a very unique spot on the planet. It's right on a hot spot and it's on the mid-ocean ridge. So it's a perfect place to see all of those geological events.
I wanted to go to Iceland. One reason is because of our wonderful person who invited us to go, Mrs. B, of course. And number 2, just because of the overwhelming experience of like the hot spots and the geothermal activity and just the experience of going to a foreign country.
I decided to go to Iceland because I love traveling and I love just exploring the world and having fun.
Many of the students had different activities that they thought were the best part of the trip.
My favorite part, I think, was going on the glacier walk. We got to climb on a glacier, so that was lots of fun. My second favorite was swimming in the Blue Lagoon. We got to walk on black sand beaches. We got to see the remnants of the volcanoes and all of the lava fields. We got to look at the geothermal vents and smell all the sulfur, walk in the mid-ocean ridge, touch both the North American plate and the European plate. So those were some of the things that we will bring back to class with us and discuss and talk about.
My favorite part of Iceland was the Blue Lagoon, I think, or we went to a pool 2 nights, and it was a geothermal pool, and it was geothermal heated. So it was like 90 degrees Fahrenheit out, like in the pool itself, and that was a lot of fun.
My favorite part about Iceland was probably exploring the capital city of Reykjavik and just kind of getting to see all the different kinds of people. And we were actually there during the World Cup, and Iceland was doing pretty well, so it was kind of fun to see that.
All the students had an amazing time on this trip, and they're planning on taking this trip again soon. Go talk to Mrs. Bogdanowicz for more information if you're interested in going to Iceland. For HHS In Depth, I'm Kaylee Behrens.
The varsity teams at Homestead get all the notoriety and press coverage, but there are even more Spartans putting in the same time to try to achieve varsity status, the junior varsity players. Reporter Derek Hockmeyer brings you a story over those students who are working hard to get to that next level.
Homestead is very accomplished in all aspects of athletics, but there are a group of athletes whose hard work and dedication often gets overlooked.
In cross country, the top 12 runners are varsity, and I'm 13.
I was on JV in my freshman year, and like over the summer, I just put in a lot of mileage to get where I wanted to be and be on varsity.
I'm on the girls' varsity team for soccer, and I play center outside defender.
There are many junior varsity students who aspire to make the varsity level of training for their particular sport.
I play football. Probably this year would probably be my goal of actually getting to maybe get some varsity play time.
Many athletes have set goals and are making changes to their techniques this season to strive for a spot on the varsity team.
My personal goals for the season would be to get better at handling the ball out of the air and working more on my first touch.
Some personal goals I have are to get like under 20. I want to hit 1930 by the end of the season. Hopefully we all make it to state as a team.
For some, personal goals are more important than getting a varsity letter.
So my personal goals are to attempt to break 18. Breaking 18 is a big deal here on the cross-country team. I've done it before, but haven't really been close this season.
These Homestead athletes who have gone through what it takes to make it on the varsity team have some advice to their teammates to encourage them to work hard.
Some advice I'd have for JV kids is just really focus and push through it.
Make sure that you're practicing, being at practice, first of all, always showing up and giving your best effort every practice.
Some advice I would give to the JV girls, just know that everyone needs improvement, even the best soccer players out there. So just keep working and improve on whatever your goals are.
Whether you are a spectator in the crowd or a member of one of our many teams here at Homestead, it is important to appreciate the hard work put in by everyone on the team. Reporting for HHS In Depth, I'm Derek Hockmeyer.
And now it's time for the weekend weather forecast. Here's an all-new 2.5 Weatherman.
Alex, it's weather time.
It's weather time?
That's right, Homestead. Another episode of 2.5 Weathermen for you.
Well, let's not waste any more time. Let's just get into it. Today it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 82 and a low of 61.
Saturday is going to be looking great with a clear sunny sky all day with a high of 85 and a low of 64.
Finally, Sunday is going to be partly cloudy as well with a high of 84 and a low of 62. Well, Homestead, that's going to do it for this week's edition of the weather. I'm Alex Peters.
And I'm Ethan Turner, and we'll see you on the next edition next week on HHS In Depth.
And now it's time for the countdown with Carson Clymer. This week you'll meet our volleyball team and see how their season is going.
Hello Homestead and welcome into another edition of the countdown. I'm Carson Clymer, and this week we head down to the gym to get a glimpse of how our volleyball team is doing this year.
After a slow start to the year, the volleyball team is coming into true form as sectionals and their big game against Carroll approaches.
We didn't start off how we wanted to just because we have our biggest games like Concordia and Leo, but those games helped us realize our weaknesses that maybe we didn't realize before.
We had a lot of games back to back, and so it was kind of hard to get into practice and kind of get in our flow as a team, I guess. So we played some really good teams in the beginning of the season, and which kind of had a rough start, but we've gotten to work on a lot of things in practice that have made us better.
Like many other teams, the volleyball team has hopes to make it deep into sectionals and even to regionals.
Definitely doing well in sectionals and beating Yorktown, that's in our sectional, and winning that and going on to regional.
Definitely beat Carroll at the end of this month. That's probably our last big game. And then to make it to the second round of sectionals.
There's a consensus best moment of the year for the Spartan volleyball team.
Moment probably was beating Snyder in 3 games. We fought really hard and just played our best then.
Probably our best moment as a team was beating Snyder. They've been a team that we've struggled with beating in the past, and this year we beat them in straight 3s.
Good luck to the volleyball team as they are back in action tomorrow at Lafayette Jefferson High School.
Make sure to go out and support the football team as they take on Snyder tonight at Northrop High School's football stadium. Also tonight, the boys soccer team is in Carmel, as well as tomorrow in Elkhart. Tomorrow there are many Homestead teams in action, including the girls golf team competing at sectionals. The boys tennis team is at home. That's all for this week's edition of The Countdown. Be sure to catch me next week for another edition.
Well, that wraps up this edition of HHS In Depth. I'm Ashton Ackman.
And I'm Anna Moster. Thank you for watching today.
Today we leave with a song exclusive to our radio station, The Point 91 FM.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here next week.